Monsterology, which is the latest in the Ology series, is a book by Dr. Ernest Drake. Now, Dr. Ernest Drake did Dragonology, which came out a few years ago. And of course, we know him as the great dragon master and student of dragons and things like this. But towards the end of his life, he managed to, according to the book, go on this round-the-world trip in which he got to investigate other mythical creatures. And he produced this book, according to the publisher's note at the beginning, for about 100 different people. And in it he put the results of his researches into mythical creatures from all around the world.
In 1898, I set sail in my yacht Hydra on a year-long voyage of discovery. The purpose of my journey was to seek out those beasts that had so far escaped the scientific attentions of humankind. I was amazed to find a huge variety of them in almost every corner of the globe. I therefore compiled this volume in order to present my findings and introduce the world to the thrilling new science of monsterology. On my voyage around the world, I sought out evidence for the existence of many fabulous beasts and found it in plentiful supply. But I could not verify that every creature currently disowned by science is, or once was, real.
The book is divided into different sections. So these monsters or mythical creatures, first of all, Dr. Drake talks about them, the ones of earth, then of air, then of the sea, and then semi-human ones. So earth ones might be like unicorns, air ones could be a griffin that can fly, sea ones might be like a sea serpent, and semi-human ones might be like a cyclops or a faun or something like that.
It is with a sense of wonder that the monsterologist discovers the natural world to be full of contradictions. For who could suppose that the graceful unicorn that leaps so nimbly from crag to crag could emit such a hideous bray? Or that the three heads of the chimera, enemies in nature, could act together with such deadly harmony in pursuit of their reluctant prey? Then there is the gnu. Only found in remote areas of Japan, the gnu is regarded as a bringer of bad luck thanks to the black venomous cloud it emits from behind when disturbed.
One of my favourite monsters is possibly the sea serpent, because I find the sea such a mysterious place. And back in Dr. Drake's time, you had charlatans and things actually getting skeletons and putting them together, fossilised skeletons, as though they'd found a real sea serpent, and then charging people to go in and see it. But of course, what Dr. Drake's trying to do is show that he's actually found real sea serpents. So I find that very fascinating.
Monsterology is no easy pursuit. The monsterologist must brave the Himalayas looking for yetis, traipse over thousands of miles of tundra to spy a behemoth, and lurk with glowing coals at the mouths of volcanoes to tempt out salamanders. If the seas and oceans are regions of wonder, no less so are the Earth's lakes and inland waterways. There is usually only one serpent found in any lake. How these creatures breed is unknown. One can only imagine that they are longer lived even than Chinese lung dragons.
The novelty elements in monsterology include textured skin, so you can actually feel what a mythical salamander's skin feels like. There's a small photograph album where, with primitive Victorian technology, they've managed to photograph some of these creatures as proof that they might actually exist. There's a fascinating cabinet of curiosities at the back of the book. There's all sorts in there. You'll find that very interesting. And of course, there are booklets. There's even some ashes that have supposedly come from the nest of a phoenix. It's really quite fascinating. It's been amazing. Kids have really seemed to like the Ology series ever since Dragonology, which came out about 5 years ago now, and there have been numerous other ologies. If we decide to sort of work out what to put the success down to, I think they're fabulous books because of the interactive elements and some of the fantastic artwork. I mean, artists of the calibre of Helen Ward, Wayne Anderson, Tomislav Tomic, Ian Andrew, the artists that we've got in these books and the novelties that we put in them, these is what create the success.
On my voyage around the world, I have learned much about the fabulous beasts that inhabit our planet. The way lies clear as ever for new students of Monsterology to make exciting discoveries on an almost daily basis. But I don't expect you to believe me. Open your eyes and see for yourself. All anyone ever has to do is go out and look.